This is Jeff with Shout Out Minnesota, and we are here with
your boy, Eryk Anders.
Eryk, thanks for taking the time today. It's fight day, UFC Minneapolis, and it looks like you're ready.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I'm, woke up not so long ago, did some rehab stuff, some recovery stuff. Gonna go for a jog, do some plyos, some sprints, hit some mitts, just get the blood flowing, get my heart rate up. Take a shower, go back to sleep, eat, and repeat all the way until the fight.
Is this your typical routine on fight day?
Yeah, I try to do the same thing for every fight. Some places it's a little more difficult. Like you're not going to run sprints through the streets of Belém. It's just, Brazil is just too dangerous. The street is, they have ditches. Tree roots growing up out of the concrete, so I'd feel really silly to, be running and trip on a tree root or something. So, but I try to stick to the plan as much as possible.
Now you moved up to light heavyweight. There are no easy opponents when it gets up to that class. There was no easy opponents even in middleweight or in that class as well. But how do you approach a fight going up in class and weight class?
Well, I think my first fight at light heavyweight was a short notice fight. Then I had a full camp at light heavyweight, and I kind of took the weight for granted. I've been making 185, so I knew that 205 was way closer to my natural walk-around weight. So I didn't really mind my diet. Just kind of ate what I want, burgers and pizzas and stuff. And man, just felt sluggish and slow and like soft. But this time I really focused on the strength and conditioning, adding size, adding muscle, power, and strength. Really paid attention to my diet so that I would have maximum athletic ability. And man, I feel great. I think I'm more of a natural middleweight. It does take a little bit more preparation to get to middleweight. Just cutting the weight, I want to do it properly instead of just trying to cut it all a few days, which is never good.
Like you said, you pretty much focus in the gym, so you always stay conditioned and ready to go. Short notice fights. It's been, you've had a few of them. How do you approach that? Man,
like you said, I stay in the gym. I live in the gym, and man, I love my job. I love getting there fighting. I love competing. So whenever they give me the call, I'm ready anyway. So it's just a matter of making a weight, hitting a number. So, I love it.
On fight day, how does it take a toll mentally on you?
After the fight's over, it is like a big, it's not like stressful, like physically, but man, you have to wrap your mind around the fact that you're going to go in there and, go toe to toe with, and fight. Could get hurt, but you're trying to hurt the other guy, kind of thing. So, it's just a mental relief once it's over, because it's over. Not that like there's any like I don't know. It's like I said, it's just a big mental relief after the fight is over.
Now you're fighting an opponent that has some ground game. How do you approach that?
I got ground game too, man. I'm a jiu-jitsu world champ. So I think he's going to be desperate to get the fight to the ground, push me up against the cage and try and take me down from there. But, man, I'm very comfortable off my back. If he wants to play jiu-jitsu, we'll play jiu-jitsu. But I'm going to do my best to keep the fight on the ground or on the feet, standing up where I feel is my best opportunity to win, my best chance to win. Go out there, let the hands go, and leave out of there with a knockout.
All right. Coming in as a lefty, a little bit different for him?
Yeah, I don't think that he's fought any lefties. I've watched all his fights, and they all seem to be righties. So, I'm not sure how well he's prepared for a left-handed guy. But it doesn't matter. I'm sure Vinicius is going to show up and put on the best fight that he can. I just don't think it'll be enough.
Okay. Now, you have a unique history, a journey that took you through a national championship with Alabama. Tell us your experience with working on a championship team, a championship coach with Nick Saban, and just what it took to get to that point, and how does it apply to the UFC and your fights today?
When Coach Saban first got there, there's a little rebellion from the upperclassmen. I think I was a sophomore when he came, but the thing that I think that he did the best and still does better than anybody in the nation, which is why he's so successful, is he creates an atmosphere of competition within the football team. Like, just because you're a freshman doesn't mean you're not going to play, and just because you're a senior doesn't mean you're going to start. If he brings you there, he wants you to play. And so when he introduced that level of competition, because everybody wants to play, everybody wants to go to the NFL, so you have to practice. Versus when Shula was there, there were guys that, kind of lollygagged and, had lackadaisical practices and stuff like that. But there's no more of that with Nick Saban.
And how does that apply with you as a fighter today?
Well, we kind of create a healthy level of competition within the gym to help kind of get you to that next level. Because when you go to the fight, that guy's trying to get you out of there. So, I've already been through that. I trained with guys like Walt Harris, big heavyweight. There's very few guys that's going to be able to push me further than that guy can.
Obviously, the ultimate goal is to win the belt. Who do you think is going to be your toughest opponent in the light heavyweight division?
After this fight, I plan on going down to middleweight, but I think that time and time again, John Jones has proved that he is the cream of the crop, probably one of the greatest of all time to ever do this sport. So regardless of weight class, I think John Jones would present a big challenge for everybody.
You've been pretty successful. You've come a long way in the fights that I've seen, and you've learned from your mistakes, of course. How do you apply that to your upcoming fights?
You just can't let the same thing happen twice, and it's something that I've done that in the past. Machida outpointed me by kind of skirting around the edge of the cage, just touching me, and I let it happen against Theodoro. So another thing that we've been working on is output. Trapping guys against the cage. Not necessarily trying to knock them out, but peppering them up, hitting them, touching them. And then it's funny because then the knockouts just magically appear when they're trying to defend everything. You can't. So output is going to be big this week.
I've noticed more and more that leg sweeps are becoming very, very popular. How often do you use those?
Every time we clinch, we started off with a foot sweep. So it just kind of gets the guy off balance and kind of creates a little separation. I think it's going to be big in this fight because this guy, he's going to come forward and he's going to try and grab me. So I would imagine that a pretty good portion of this fight will be in the clinch grappling.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for your time. But before we go, one last shout out to your fans here in Minnesota.
Hey guys, make sure you make it out to the fight tonight. It's going to be awesome. Definitely looking forward to putting on the show for you guys.